Hey there. I have a story for you, and I'm going to tell you the moral ahead of time so that you know what's coming. Kindness wins every time. Nothing is gained by you being an asshole. Got it? Okay, here's the story. So, my husband, 1.5-year-old, and I flew to Maine so that we could see some family. We had some things to take care of, and we were flying home on Thursday. We get there and they change our flight because of a delay of the current flight we were on. So we were no longer going through Philly, we were going through Chicago. Totally fine. I'd rather just get home. And we get on the flight, it takes off a little bit late, and we land a little bit late. Now, we did not have a long layover. Maybe we would have missed our flight if we had stayed on the original path, but we were on the path to be missing our current flight. So we land, we're pulling up to the gate, and then we stop moving. And the pilot goes, "Hey, we don't have a gate to get to right now. There are planes there. It's not just us. It's actually like several planes that are waiting. So we'll just be here about 10 minutes." Wasn't 10 minutes. And you could hear people in the plane start to get really antsy because they have connecting flights that are also happening soon. And they need to get moving. So I'm starting to get stressed because if we miss this flight, what what are we going to do? If it's just me flying or just me and Ben flying, I'm fine. Right? We can camp out. I don't have a problem, but we have a toddler. We have a 1-year-old that we just want to get him home. And we have dogs at home, we have a cat at home. We wanted to get home. So my stress level is starting to increase and it's just chill. This is the kind of person he is, and it's great. And I really appreciate it because he's just like, okay, yep, we'll get there. We'll get there. The 100% optimist. Well, we finally start moving more than 10 minutes later, and we're just moving because O'Hare, you have to drive so far and so long to get to the gate. Like, it's so far. And we're going, and I all of a sudden, like, I see our plane. Like, there it is. And it looks like it's done boarding. So at this point, we have already missed the flight, but I'm holding on to hope. Ben is holding on to hope that we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Not to mention, we have like a 10-minute hike just to get to that gate because we still keep driving forward. So we stop at our gate, and this woman from the back, she flew to the front so that she could be the first one off. I get it. We all have places to go. Um, People are starting to get really mad. And it's like, yeah, we all have places to go. We all have a connecting flight because everybody, like so many of the people on this flight, are waiting to go somewhere else. So finally, like we all get off. Ben and I were actually really close to the front. We were right behind first class. But the issue is we had to wait for the stroller. So we waited at the gate for the stroller. Ben waited. I went forward to see if there was any hope. And as I'm going, I'm walking by the screens and it says flight closed next to our Denver flight. And I'm like, I even stop and I turn around like I'm going to go back. And I'm like, it's gone. It's definitely gone. And then I was like, you know what? Let me make sure I can talk to someone at the gate. Maybe they'll just real quick fix my flight because maybe it's all these other people are going to Denver too. I don't have any idea. So I am booking it as far as I can to get to this gate. And when I get there, no one's there, but someone's at the next one and they're like, oh, you're going to want to go to customer service. We can't do that for you. And it's here it is. And they tell me it's next to a different gate. So we have to keep moving. At this point, I go and I find Ben. He was a little ways behind. So even if I had made it, they would not have, which I was nowhere near making it, is essentially what happened. Um, so we end up going to where the customer service was for the airline. And I get there, and the pilot was right. Multiple planes had not had not made it to the gate in time because the line is very long. And there's like 5 people lined up to help service people, but the line is still very long. And we get in line, and one of the first things that's said to the crowd of us is, if you came from Bangor, problem was air traffic control. We will not comp your rooms. It's not the airline's responsibility. And you just hear fury. And like I'm just like, okay, still doesn't solve any problems. Like, we're still kind of screwed here. And I'm hoping that maybe there's another flight to Denver, even though I saw that, it didn't look like on the screen there was any other flights to Denver. It's already like 8:30 at night. And so we were probably winning a losing battle or fighting a losing battle. So as we're going, we're just hearing people be so rude and so unkind and so verbally abusive to these agents who are not the reason our flight was delayed, have no control over the fact that our flight was delayed and you missed your next flight. They're just here to help reschedule you. They are here to help service you, and you are being an asshole. We heard this one woman who was just trying to shame this agent who was being very kind. She was being very like level-headed and just giving her the information. And she was like, I'm sorry this happened. And this woman is just like, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. And she storms off. And I'm just like, this is wild how angry people are. And like I get it because I was also frustrated. I was also stressed. Like I just wanted to get home. I just wanted to get Owen home. I wanted my shower. I wanted a bed. Like I just wanted the comforts of being home. And it's just like you can hear people talking just angrily at these agents, and they don't deserve that. I understand you're mad, but they don't deserve your anger. So we're the next ones to talk to a representative, an agent, or who I don't know their titles. Um, and the this one gentleman had his manager right beside him because the conversation with the passenger was very heated. And all of a sudden, this passenger lets off. Like he loses it. He's screaming profanities. He is just, he's done. And he's being so rude to this gentleman. And the agent's just like typing, trying to get his flight taken care of so he can be done with the situation. And his manager is standing there and he's helping try to talk with this man. And he's not having it. Like he stormed, like, I don't know if he gets his flight stuff, but he storms off. And the whole time he's screaming. He's been dropping the F bomb the whole time. And he like walks off. Ben and I are the next to go to this poor man who is just verbally assaulted. And we get up and I'm just like, I would love the quickest way to get to Denver. Like, thank you. And hand him my boarding pass or all of our boarding passes. And we wait. Next flight isn't till the morning, 7:45 a.m. And so that means we have like 10 hours between that. And he gives us a coupon for, less, just a little bit less at a hotel. And we're like, okay, thank you. Bye. And we don't go too far because we had to change Owen's diaper. We had to we had to get him some food and we had to figure out our next step. Oh, and there's this other. So that woman who booked it to the front, she left. She was like one of the first in line. She left. She came back and then just cut in front of everybody to continue to get into an argument with one of the people behind the desk. I don't get it. But anyway, so Ben and I are trying to figure out our next steps. Again, like we don't have a problem staying, but like we have a 1.5-year-old. He needs somewhere to sleep. It's way too noisy in the airport. Like there's no way to get comfortable. We don't have any of our luggage outside of his diaper bag and then my work bag that has like my computer and some books and just stuff. So we don't know what to do because we can't just Uber to a hotel. We need a car seat. So we need to find a hotel with a shuttle. That's probably going to be more expensive. And we're on a tight budget. Um, so we're just sitting there trying to figure out what to do. We don't know exactly how to make our next steps because it was too stressful and like my emotions were climbing. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Uh, and we can still hear people being aggressively angry to all of the people who are working trying to help them. And while this is all happening, the line dies down, and the agent who helped us came back and he said, can I see your boarding passes? So we give them to him, and he goes off, and we're just like, and he told us, don't book anything. So we're like, oh my God, maybe there's a flight. Like maybe he found something with another airline and is working to get us home tonight. He comes back and he hands us a ticket and he says, "This is room. You're going to this hotel and you get to stay there tonight." So he worked it, even though the airline wasn't meant to cover anybody else's stuff. He made sure that we had a place to go. He also said that there was a 24-hour shuttle to and from the airport. So now we had a way to get there with Owen without stressing about car seats or anything. And then he gave us 3 tickets that were all $12 for food at the hotel or at the airport. So now he's gone above and beyond. He has shown such kindness to us. And I think it was just because we showed him some respect. We showed him some appreciation. We were kind to him, even though we were upset. Um, Also having looking completely pitiful with a 1-year-old trying to figure out our next steps might have helped too, just because we were so lost. But we were kind. We were kind, and this gentleman helped us. He helped us. I don't remember his name, and I'm so mad that I did not catch his name. He was so kind. He showed, oh, I will never forget him for that kindness because I had no idea what to do. And I really, really appreciate that. So, yeah, moral of the story, none of those people who were being dicks got anything, got what they wanted, they didn't get anything. They were still left without any solutions and their anger. Show kindness, people. Show kindness. And more than that, and this is how it ties into education. This is how it ties into the situations that we're dealing with in the classroom, the behavioral issues. Last week, I put out a video saying that admin and parents need to step it up and share the accountability for students' education with teachers. I still stand by that, but it goes beyond just teachers, admin, and parents. We as a society are failing these children because of the way we behave on the internet, out in public, just in general. We as a society are not kind. We're being turd buckets. Like, as a society, we're showing some of our worst selves to the world, and the kids are watching. They are seeing the behavior that we are displaying to one another. They are watching the attitude, the language that we use with one another, and they are internalizing it. They're seeing other people act like turds. They're going to act like turds because they see, oh, this is acceptable behavior. It's not. It isn't. But when they can point to the comment section of just about any video, when they can point to so many YouTube videos, so many reels, so many TikToks of just recorded awful, abusive behavior, they can point to that and be like, well, it's okay for them. These are adults. Like, these are my models. So we as a society need to make a shift. Now, will this happen? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's the sad part. We're going down a path that I don't think we can turn around on. Right. And I'd love to be hopeful, but I'm not. There's so many people out there that feel that they have a right to act angrily, to act out angrily and treat people horribly because they're angry. Again, and just as a side note, this is why social emotional learning is super important in schools. Super important because people are not learning how to deal with their emotions, and this is what we're getting. So we need to start there. But more than that, we have to be better role models for our students. It's not just my job as a teacher, it's not just the parent's job. We all have to take responsibility, right? You are a citizen of this country, and that comes with rights, absolutely, but it also comes with responsibilities. And one of those is being a role model, showing your best self, being your best self. You being an ass is not going to help anybody, and the kids are watching. And then you're going to complain that kids these days have no respect. Well, who have you shown respect to recently? Who have you been kind to? Who have you helped recently? Just out of the goodness of your heart, just because You saw someone in need and you gave them support. We can all grow and we can all get better, but like we have to take action. We have to do something about it. So, yeah, there's a lot of accountability that needs to be taken, but we as a society need to realize that the kids are watching us and they're watching our behavior. And if we don't like the behavior that they're showing, we need to look at ourselves. We need to look at ourselves and make a change. So, we're home now. Thank God. We made it home. And again, American Airlines worker who was there Thursday night at O'Hare helping us. Thank you so much because you saved us that day, and I will forever be grateful. So thank you.